It's finally happening. The moment your soul has whispered about in dreams, the shift your spirit has been aching for, the confirmation your intuition has been waiting on. It's here. You didn't land on this message by accident, beloved. Chosen one, you are reading these words on the very first day of October, not because of coincidence, but because destiny itself has placed them before you. September was no ordinary month. It was a battlefield of invisible forces, a final exam of the unseen realms. A karmic gauntlet designed to strip away illusions, shake loose attachments, and expose what no longer belonged in your frequency. The universe was watching closely, measuring not what you said you believed, but what you proved through your choices, through your courage, through your willingness to endure spiritual fire without breaking. While the collective stumbled in circles, repeating patterns of fear, distraction, and temptation, you chose differently. You resisted the trap set before you, whether that trap came in the form of toxic relationships resurfacing, sudden financial storm, shadow tests of ego, or the whisper of old cycles calling you back. You stood your ground when the storm howled. You held your light when the darkness demanded you extinguish it. You trusted the invisible hand of spirit when every earthly sign screamed otherwise. And because of that, because you passed through September's fire without turning back, you stand now on October's threshold. This month is not just a page on a calendar. It is the opening of a reward cycle, the dawn of a destiny corridor, the proof that your soul contract is being fulfilled. October is your coronation month, the moment the universe lifts its veil and reveals. You made it through the final test. Beloved, hear this truth. You are not standing here by chance. The timing of this message is a divine appointment. September was not just a month. It was a crucible. Every soul was weighed, every heart was tested, every path was sifted through the cosmic fire of judgment. The energy of September was designed like a labyrinth, with hidden snares placed at every corner, pulling many back into old cycles of fear, lust, greed, doubt, and ego. The spiritual warfare was relentless. You may have felt the heaviness pressing on your chest at night, the sudden waves of despair or anger rising without cause. The ghostly return of people you thought you'd left behind long ago. These were not coincidences. They were spiritual traps, carefully placed to see if you would collapse back into what you once escaped from. And yet you held the line. You said no when your old self would have said yes. You kept walking forward when shadows begged you to turn back. You prayed when your mind tried to convince you prayer was useless. And because of that, you are standing here today, one of the few who crossed through September's initiation. October did not open for everyone. Many are still looping in last month's karmic lessons, circling back through storms that you broke free from. But you cleared the final test. The final test was never about punishment. It was never the universe trying to harm you or make you suffer. It was about preparation. The blessings aligned for your destiny in October could not be placed into unsteady hands. Spirit had to see if you were ready to hold what you prayed for. Think about it. Would a gardener plant seeds in soil that has not yet been tilled? Would a sculptor lay gold upon clay that has not been hardened by fire? No. September's storms, where you were fighting fire. The betrayals, the delays, the false opportunities, the haunting whispers of your past, they all served one purpose: to prove to the divine that you could be trusted with the next chapter. And in the midst of it, you probably felt like you were being broken. You may have cried until your eyes swelled. You may have questioned whether you had the strength to continue. But the truth is, you were not breaking. You were being forged. Every tear was washing away residue from your old self. Every moment of silence was strengthening your inner ear to hear divine instruction. Every moment of loneliness was creating space for higher frequencies to enter. Now, as October dawns, the refining is complete. You are not the same soul that entered September. You are stronger, clearer, sharper, lighter. You are ready for what comes next. Look around you now. October has opened, and its vibration is different. If September was a battlefield drenched in smoke and fire, October is a sunrise breaking through. The clouds, Can you feel it in your body? There is a stillness now, an inner clarity rising where confusion once lived. You may already notice that the heaviness has lifted, that your chest feels lighter, that your sleep is deeper. This is because the final karmic veil has been torn down and you are standing in the corridor of reward. But understand, beloved, this corridor is narrow. Not everyone has entered it. Many were invited, but not all accepted the invitation. This path is for the chosen ones, those who endured the filtering, those who resisted the traps, those who refused to sell their soul for temporary relief. The universe is not unjust. It simply separates the wheat from the chaff, the genuine from the counterfeit, the ready from the unready. And if you are hearing this now, you must know you are not the counterfeit. You're the real thing. You are the soul that chose evolution over comfort, truth over illusion, faith over fear. And October is the cosmic reward for your endurance. So hear this prophetic declaration. September was your crucifixion, but October is your resurrection. You didn't just survive last month, you transcended it. You were placed in the fire, and instead of burning, you became luminous. You are stepping into a cycle where the universe itself is celebrating your endurance. The angels are singing over you, the constellations are applauding your resilience, and the very earth beneath your feet feels different because it knows you have passed through the test. October is not simply about blessings falling into your lap. It is about the alignment of your destiny path. Doors will open that were once sealed. Connections will appear that feel divinely orchestrated. Opportunities that align with your higher purpose will begin to magnetize toward you. But this moment isn't just about what you will receive, it is about who you became in the process. You are no longer the seeker, you are the finder, you are no longer wandering, you are walking in alignment. And October is the month where all of heaven says, "Well done, beloved. The test is complete. The reward is here." October 1st is not just a date. It is a doorway, a cosmic threshold where timelines split and new cycles begin. Feel the air today and you will notice. It carries a different weight than the days before. The energies have shifted because the universe has declared that the portal which opened with the blood moon in late September has now fully sealed. That blood moon was no ordinary celestial event. It was the final stamp of karmic closure, the curtain falling on contracts, patterns, and relationships that no longer serve your soul. For weeks you may have felt restless, unsettled, as if your life was suspended between chapters. As if the ground beneath your feet was being rewritten. That was not your imagination. It was the cosmic recalibration taking place. And now, as October dawns, the recalibration is complete. You are standing in a new frequency, breathing a new vibration, one that your old self could never have carried. This day marks the official end of spiritual probation. The testing season is over, and the reward season has begun. The sun and the moon have conspired to usher you into alignment, while the stars hold their breath, waiting for your first steps into this chapter. October 1st is the first line of a brand new book, and unlike before, you're not writing it with fear, with hesitation, or with borrowed ink. You are writing with the pen of destiny placed directly into your hand by the divine. And that is why you feel different today. That is why your spirit feels lighter, your heart feels clearer, and your intuition whispers louder. Because October 1st is not just another day. It is your rebirth into the frequency of reward. Beloved, understand this with the depth of your soul. October does not just open like a calendar page. It unfurls like a scroll written before time began. And on this scroll, etched in starlight, is the truth that karmic contracts are closing and timelines are splitting. You can feel it, can't you? The sense that reality itself is parting like two rivers going in opposite directions. One current drags the unawakened deeper into cycles of repetition, illusion, and struggle, looping lessons until they finally choose to awaken. But the other current, the one you are standing in right now, carries you into higher waters, into The flow of divine alignment where blessings, synchronicities, and miracles become the natural language of your existence. This is why you may feel strangely detached from people, places, or habits that once held your attention. It is not rejection. It is redirection. The universe has drawn a clear line in the sand. The old timeline cannot merge with the new. You will notice people around you who are still circling in dramas, distractions, and toxic cycles, as if they are caught in quicksand, fighting same battles with no escape. But you are not trapped in that sand anymore. You are rising above it, walking on new ground, breathing in a different frequency. October marks the splitting of soul paths, and only those who pass the test are being carried forward. Karmic contracts, those unseen energetic agreements binding you to pain, to people who drained you, to jobs that diminished you, to versions of yourself that kept you small, have been canceled. The ink of old soul agreements has evaporated under the light of this new dawn. And now you are free, truly free. Free to step into the destiny that was delayed, free to claim the blessings that were waiting, free to walk a path where every step echoes with divine orchestration. October is your exodus. October is your release. October is where the chains fall silent and the wings of your spirit spread wide. Beloved, do not be surprised if your body, your dreams, and your emotions feel different in this hour, for they are the first instruments to register the frequency of October's shift. You may notice waves of energy pulsing through you, a tingling in your crown, a heat in your palms, a sudden rush in your heart as if invisible electricity is awakening. Dormant parts of you. These are not random sensations. They are signs that your cellular frequency is upgrading, that your DNA is attuning itself to a higher octave of existence. Your sleep may also change. Vivid dreams may flood your nights, filled with symbols, sacred numbers, or encounters with guides, ancestors, and celestial beings. These dreams are not illusions, but instructions. The language of spirit reaching you in the quiet where the ego cannot interfere. Pay attention. For some of you, will dream of doors, of water, of climbing, of flying, all confirmations that your soul has crossed into a higher timeline. Emotionally, you may feel waves rising unexpectedly, moments of weeping without cause, sudden bursts of laughter, or an unexplainable peace blanketing you like a sacred cloak. This is the inner evidence that the old energy has been expelled and the new frequency is settling in. You may even feel as if you no longer recognize yourself fully, as if the you that entered September has dissolved, and a new being, brighter, lighter, clearer, is emerging from within. Do not resist it. Allow these changes to wash over you because they are proof of your transformation. The universe is reweaving your inner fabric, stitching divine light into your very being. October's frequency will be felt before it is seen. For the body is the vessel, and spirit always upgrades the vessel before it pours out the blessing. So, if your heart races, if your skin tingles, if your dreams speak louder, know this: you are not broken, you are not unstable, you are ascending. And these signs are your confirmation that you are no longer living in the old cycle. You are being rewritten by the hand of destiny. What you are experiencing now, beloved, is nothing less than a full frequency upgrade, a rewiring of your spiritual circuitry. Imagine your soul as an instrument that has been slightly out of tune, carrying echoes of past trauma, karmic residue, and old attachments that weighed down your vibration. September was the season of stripping away, where the divine acted as the master tuner, tightening strings, releasing dissonance, cutting chords that no longer resonated with your highest melody. And now, in October, the song of your soul is being retuned to match the cosmic orchestra of destiny. This is why you may feel sudden surges of clarity, moments where your mind, body, and spirit align so powerfully that truth rings in your bones like a bell. This upgrade is not merely emotional, it is cellular, molecular, energetic. Your very DNA is humming at a higher vibration, releasing stored densities that kept you locked in survival mode, and activating dormant strands that carry ancient memory and divine instruction. You may notice heightened intuition, hearing messages in silence, seeing patterns in numbers, sensing answers before questions are asked. You may find that food, environments, or conversations that once satisfied you now feel heavy or toxic, while light, nature, sacred music, and stillness feel nourishing and necessary. This is because your vessel is no longer compatible with the frequency of the old world. You have been lifted. You have been attuned. October is not just a season of reward. It is the birthing of a new version of you, one who can carry greater. Light without collapsing, one who can stand in divine assignment without wavering, one who can manifest with ease because your vibration is finally aligned with what you've prayed for. Do not fear this change. Do not question it. For the shaking, the tingling, the visions, the deep pulls of your soul are signs that spirit is completing its work in you. You are not who you were yesterday, and you will not go back. The frequency upgrade has begun, and it will only accelerate as October unfolds. Beloved, October's energy is not a whisper. It is a trumpet blast across the heavens, announcing the separation of eras. When you step into this month, you are not simply entering 31 days. You are entering a vibrational field designed to accelerate you toward your divine assignment. Think of September as the womb, dark, constricting, pressing, filled with the pains of labor. And now think of October as the moment of birth, the sudden rush of light, the first cry of new life, the breath that expands your lungs after being pressed in silence. That is the energy you are walking in right now. The universe is breathing into you again, and with that breath comes clarity, vitality, and direction. Do not be alarmed if your relationships feel different. If certain doors close abruptly, or if paths you once depended on no longer call to you, this is the natural evidence of the split in timelines. October is not supporting anything misaligned. It will collapse whatever is not truth, whatever is not rooted in your soul's highest contract. And while others may interpret these collapses as losses, you will recognize them as liberation. The cosmic currents are moving swiftly, and your job is not to fight them, but to flow with them, trusting that what dissolves was never meant to follow you into this chapter. This is the month where acceleration begins. Manifestations that once took years will begin to take weeks. Connections that once felt delayed will appear suddenly. And the waiting you endured in faith will transform into the receiving you have prayed for. October is a reward cycle, yes, but more than that is a proving ground for what comes after. The divine is not simply gifting you blessings, it is positioning you for purpose. That is why the air feels sharper, why your spirit feels awake, why your intuition will not let you ignore its whispers. October is your initiation into destiny's current, and from this point forward, you cannot shrink back. You are being carried, and all of heaven is watching as you step into the light of your next chapter. October is the month where veils are ripped away and you begin to see with the eyes of spirit instead of the limitations of flesh. For so long, the path ahead of you seemed clouded, didn't it? You felt yourself walking by faith, step by trembling step, unsure if the ground beneath your feet would hold, unsure if your prayers were echoing in silence or being heard at all. September magnified that uncertainty, as if the universe itself was asking you, will you trust me when you cannot see? Will you stand when every illusion screams for you to fall? And you did, you trusted. You walked by faith, not sight. That is why October has opened to you in this way. This is the month where Spirit rewards your unseen obedience with visible confirmation. Expect synchronicities to multiply in your life, numbers repeating everywhere you look, songs that carry answers to questions you whispered in secret, strangers who speak words that feel like they were pulled directly from your prayers. Pay attention, because in October the divine speaks louder than ever, not with thunder and lightning, but with gentle patterns and sacred whispers woven into your everyday reality. You will notice that opportunities flow toward you instead of you chasing them. People you need to meet will appear as if summoned by fate. Paths that were blocked will suddenly clear. This is not coincidence. This is the evidence of your frequency alignment. And while the world continues to spiral in chaos, you will move in peace. While others chase shadows, you will walk in clarity. The timelines are splitting, beloved, and you have been chosen for the higher stream. October will prove it again and again, with every door that opens, with every synchronicity that confirms, with every whisper from spirit reminding you that you are not wandering anymore. You are being guided with precision. The veil is gone. The path is revealed. Feel this truth resonate in the deepest chambers of your soul. The frequency upgrade, the splitting of timelines, the synchronicities, the clarity, all of it converges today into a singular, undeniable reality. October is not a gentle nudge. It is a cosmic declaration that you have passed the final test and are now eligible to step fully into your divine assignment. Your body, your mind, and your spirit are no longer just vessels. They are instruments tuned to play the melody of destiny itself. You may notice subtle changes that ripple through your everyday life. Conversations will carry weight and meaning. Decisions will feel instantaneous and instinctive. And you will find that certain fears that once haunted you no longer even register. Even your dreams may begin to carry prophetic messages, symbols of growth, abundance, and connection, as if your subconscious is now collaborating directly with the higher realms. The world may still appear chaotic on the surface, but your inner world will be a sanctuary of divine alignment. A place where you can hear the whispers of angels, see the signs from the stars, and feel the pulse of universal intelligence moving through every action and choice. October is a month of acceleration, and the speed at which your life will begin to unfold may surprise you. You are being lifted into higher timelines, not because you are perfect, but because you proved ready. Ready to resist distraction, ready to honor your soul's calling, ready to walk boldly into the destiny that was written for you before time began. If you have been feeling the subtle tingles in your body, the surge of clarity in your mind, or the pull toward unseen paths, know that this is the confirmation that you are moving in alignment with the divine's perfect orchestration. October is your portal, your threshold, your sacred invitation. Step into it fully awake, fully trusting, fully prepared, because the universe has opened the doors that only the chosen ones can pass through. And everything you have endured was leading you here. Understand this with absolute clarity. Clearing. The final test of September was not a casual achievement. It was a spiritual initiation that required every ounce of courage, every whisper of faith, and every thread of your integrity. The universe did not test you with mere trivialities or surface-level choices. It placed before you the illusions that most souls could not resist, the temptations that could unseat even the strongest hearts, the distractions that threatened to derail your path just when it seemed closest to fruition. And yet you resisted. You chose to stand in alignment when the world around you screamed in opposition. You looked temptation in the eye, whether in the form of relationships that drained you, opportunities that seemed golden but carried hidden hooks, or emotional patterns that demanded a return to old suffering, and you said no. Not in fear, not in hesitation, but in conscious, deliberate faith. You proved that you are not swayed by the fleeting, the shallow, or the deceptive. You chose truth over illusion, light over darkness, and integrity over convenience. This is the hallmark of the chosen one, not perfection, but persistence, not ignorance of trials, but the mastery of resisting them. In the quiet of your soul, when the pressure was highest, when the tests were invisible to others, but undeniable to you, you held your ground. You carried your heart without compromise. You honored your spiritual contract even when doing so meant walking alone, even when doing so demanded painful sacrifices, even when the outcome was uncertain. And now, because you withstood these trials, because you did not bend to fear or distraction, you are standing on the threshold of October, a month of rewards, clarity, and accelerated destiny. You are the living proof that the divine only allows the prepared to step forward. And this is only the beginning. Let me tell you something that the world cannot see. Resisting temptation in September was not merely about saying no to fleeting pleasures or external lures. It was about mastering the very architecture of your soul. Every temptation that crossed your path was a mirror, reflecting the parts of you that were unhealed, ungrounded, or unresolved. The illusions were cunning, often dressed in familiarity, comfort, or false promises of ease and reward. And yet you saw through them. You discerned the hidden hooks, the karmic traps, and the subtle ways the old energies sought to pull you back into cycles you had long fought to transcend. Some of these tests may have arrived in the form of relationships that suddenly reappeared, offering a seductive familiarity that whispered, "This time it will be different." Others may have been opportunities, glittering and enticing, that threatened to detach you from your true path, or challenges that forced you to choose between comfort and growth. Every moment demanded vigilance. Every choice required alignment. And every step forward required the courage to walk alone if necessary. And you did it. You refused the siren calls of fear, doubt, and manipulation. You held your faith when the world whispered that surrendering was easier, that lowering your standards was safer, that compromise would bring temporary relief. You did not give in. You proved that your spirit is anchored in truth, that your consciousness is aligned with the higher currents of divine purpose, and that your soul is prepared to carry the weight of blessings that others are not yet ready to hold. This is why October opens for you now, because you resisted, because you discerned, because you were steadfast when most would have faltered. The universe is honoring that discipline, that integrity, that devotion, with doors that swing wide, energies that accelerate, and realities that shift in perfect alignment with your highest destiny. You have passed the test not by luck or accident, but by deliberate, conscious, unwavering choice, and that choice will echo through your life in ways the mind cannot yet comprehend. Beloved, hear this truth with the deepest part of your soul. Choosing faith over fear in September was the defining act that set you apart from the multitude still wandering in darkness. Every hesitation, every whisper of doubt, every pulse of anxiety was a crossroads, a spiritual fork designed to reveal whether you would submit to the illusions of the mind or rise to the voice of your higher self. Fear is subtle, disguised as caution, prudence, or even practicality, yet it was designed to trap you in loops of indecision, self-sabotage, and energetic stagnation. And in the midst of all of this, you chose differently. You chose faith. You trusted that even when the path was obscured, when the ground beneath you seemed unstable, when the outcomes were invisible, Spirit was moving unseen forces on your behalf, you walked forward with courage, knowing that every step taken in alignment would be supported, even when it looked as if the world was conspiring against you, and you did not stop there. You walked away from toxic people, from patterns, from attachments that no longer resonated with your truth. Some of these may have been friends or lovers, mentors or colleagues, people whose energy once felt safe but who had become obstacles in your spiritual growth. Walking away required bravery, for the familiar always tempts the heart. But you understood intimacy without alignment drains the soul, and comfort without purpose stalls destiny. By choosing faith over fear, and by releasing what no longer served you, you carved a sacred space within yourself for the blessings of October to settle. You created a vacuum into which the divine could pour abundance, clarity, and alignment without obstruction. This is why you are standing here now, ready to step fully into the corridor of reward. You proved that you are not swayed by pressure, not seduced by illusion, and not trapped by nostalgia. You proved that your heart beats in harmony with spirit. And because of that, October awaits, a month designed to honor the steadfast. The brave, the faithful, and the awakened dot understand this as if it were etched into the very fabric of your soul. Clearing the final test of September was not merely about enduring trials or resisting distractions. It was about proving your readiness to receive a divine assignment that is far greater than anything you could have imagined. The universe does not entrust sacred missions to the unprepared. It does not offer the keys to higher realms to those still entangled in fear, doubt, or attachment to the past. That is why September's trials were intense. sometimes invisible, often cruel in their precision, for the divine needed to measure your commitment, your discernment, and your willingness to honor your higher purpose above temporary comfort or fleeting gratification. Every temptation you resisted, every toxic influence you walked away from, every fear you faced and refused to bow to, every illusion you saw clearly and chose not to be deceived by, all of it was a spiritual report card, written not in ink, but in choices, in actions, in the quiet moments when no one was watching except spirit itself, and you passed. You proved that you can carry responsibility without complaint, that you can walk your path without compromise, that you can hold light in the midst of darkness, and that your heart remains tethered to truth, even when the world conspires to pull it away. This readiness is why October is your portal, why the energies align in your favor, why synchronicities appear like breadcrumbs guiding you to your destiny. You have earned the right to step into higher frequencies, to receive blessings designed. For those who have been tested and refined, to walk forward carrying purpose without fear of being overwhelmed. The universe only allows the prepared to move forward because sacred responsibility is heavy. It demands clarity, courage, and unwavering alignment, and you, beloved, have shown all three. Your soul has whispered its yes. Your spirit has proven its strength, and your presence here on this first day of October is the living evidence that you are among the chosen few ready to carry the mission that others are not yet equipped to. Understand this truth with the fullness of your being. The universe does not distribute blessings haphazardly, nor does it open doors to those unready for the weight and responsibility of what lies ahead. Every opportunity, every alignment, every miraculous shift you are about to experience in October has been reserved for those who have proven themselves through fire, silence, and trial. Many stumble at the threshold because they cannot carry the vibration of the new timeline. They are tethered to fear, doubt, old attachments, and karmic cycles that have not yet released their grip. But you who have endured September's storms, you who have resisted the siren calls of illusion, you who have chosen faith when fear begged for surrender, you are ready. The divine has measured your heart, watched your choices, and witnessed your persistence. And now, with cosmic certainty, it declares, you may proceed. Stepping forward is not merely a gift. It is a test of stewardship. You are being entrusted with frequencies, connections, and opportunities that ripple outward, affecting not only your life, but the energetic landscapes around you. The energy you carry now is potent, magnetic, and sacred. It will draw toward you everything aligned with your purpose, while simultaneously repelling that which is incongruent with your soul's mission. This is why clarity feels electric in your veins, why your intuition is sharper than ever, why synchronicities seem almost orchestrated, because they are. The universe is not speaking in metaphor anymore. It is moving through you. The preparation you endured was not a punishment nor a delay, but a calibration, a proving ground to ensure that when the doors of October swung open, you would not falter, you would not misstep, and you would not be pulled into illusions of the past. You are walking into this month carrying the readiness matters, that discernment matters, that alignment matters. And because of that, everything you touch in this sacred season will carry the resonance of destiny itself. You are a vessel, a torchbearer, a chosen soul, and the universe only allows the prepared to step into the fullness of their calling. You have passed, and now the quarters of October are yours to walk boldly and without hesitation. The culmination of September's trials, the completion of the final karmic test, was never about endurance alone. It was about proving your readiness to step fully into your sacred destiny, to claim the blessings and responsibilities that the divine has reserved for you, and to walk forward unshakable, aligned, and luminous. You have proven that you can withstand pressure without bending, that you can see through illusion without being deceived, and that you can honor the sacred currents of your soul even when the world tempts you with distraction, comfort, or compromise. Every challenge you faced, the betrayals, the sudden storms, the people who reappeared to test your boundaries, the unexpected losses, the whispers of doubt in the quiet hours. Every single one was a thread in the tapestry of preparation. You did not falter. You did not compromise. You chose integrity over comfort, faith over fear, and truth over illusion. That is why you are being rewarded now. October is not simply a new month. It is a declaration, a celebration, a threshold of destiny opening exclusively for those who have earned it. You will notice that the energy around you feels lighter yet more charged, that doors that were once locked open effortlessly, that opportunities, synchronicities, and signs manifest in ways that feel miraculous, inevitable, and divinely orchestrated. The spiritual currency of the universe recognizes what you have endured and responded in kind, accelerating blessings, opening new timelines, and aligning people, places, and experiences with your highest purpose. This is your reward, chosen one, for having passed the final test, not by chance, not by luck, but by deliberate, conscious, unwavering alignment with spirit. The corridors of destiny now stretch before you, radiant and unblocked, inviting you to step fully, to walk boldly, to claim your place among those who do not just dream, but do. You are the proof that the divine does not promise lightly. It tests, it measures, it observes, and then, when the soul is ready, it bestows, with power, precision, and perfection. October is your reward. You are the chosen vessel, and the journey ahead will reveal not only what you are capable of receiving, but also what you are destined to create. October is not just another month. It is a sacred field of manifestation. A rare alignment of cosmic energy designed to accelerate the desires, intentions, and divine assignments of those who have proven themselves in September's crucible. What you plant now, you will harvest with speed, clarity, and precision. But understand this, planting requires intention, awareness, and unwavering alignment. Your thoughts are not idle, and your emotions are not random. They are energetic. Seeds that the universe is listening to, recording, and responding to with meticulous fidelity. Pay close attention to the whispers of your soul, the nudges in your heart, and the patterns that seem to repeat in your life with undeniable significance. These are instructions, not coincidences. October amplifies what is already resonating with your highest good, and it exposes what is not. This is why journaling, meditation, or intentional reflection are not mere practices, but sacred rituals. They allow you to speak directly to the universe in a language it always understands. Clarity, focus, and deliberate intent. When you write, speak, or visualize, you are not simply imagining. You are magnetizing, calibrating your energy to the reality that is ready to manifest for you. Feel deeply, dream vividly, and act decisively, for every thought, every movement, and every choice carries weight now. This month will respond to your vibration faster than any other time in the year. Align with truth, release resistance, and allow the currents of divine timing to carry you. October is your cosmic laboratory, your sacred stage, your altar of creation, where the seeds of your faith, courage, and integrity planted in September bloom into the tangible blessings, opportunities, and pathways you were always destined to receive. You are not passive in this process. You are co-creator with the universe, and the proof of your readiness is written in the choices you have already made. Step forward with intention, for the world around you is waiting to reflect the power of your aligned soul. Listen closely. For October is calling you to sacred action, to practices that are not mere habits, but portals into higher frequencies. This is the month where alignment is everything, and the universe rewards those who honor it with intention, ritual, and devotion. Journaling, for example, is not just writing on paper. It is the sacred act of speaking directly to spirit, of recording your desires, fears, and insights into the fabric of reality so that the unseen forces can respond with precision. Pour your heart into it, write as if the divine is listening to every word, because it is. Moon work, whether in the waxing, full, or waning phases, is another potent tool now. The moon acts as a cosmic amplifier, magnifying your intentions and accelerating manifestation when your energy is aligned. Light candles. Release old energies with prayer or meditation and set intentions that resonate with the highest version of yourself. Affirmations are not empty words, but frequencies you imprint onto your consciousness. Speaking your truth aloud until the vibration of your soul matches the reality you are ready to receive. In October, these practices are more than spiritual exercises. They are acts of co-creation. When performed with sincerity and focus, they become magnets, drawing synchronicities, opportunities, and align people into your life with a speed and accuracy that will astonish you. Do not underestimate the power of small, deliberate acts performed consistently in sacred intention. October is a laboratory of alignment, a canvas for manifestation, and your rituals are the brushstrokes through which Spirit paints your destiny. Beloved, pay close attention now, for October has a language of its own, and it speaks in signs, whispers, and subtle alignments that only those attuned can hear. Every coincidence you notice, every number sequence repeating before your eyes, every unexpected meeting or message carries the hand of Spirit guiding you toward your next step. This is the month where divine instruction becomes tangible, no longer hidden in metaphor or distant prophecy, but present in the texture of your daily life, woven into conversations, emails, dreams, and fleeting encounters. The universe is orchestrating moments that will confirm your path, illuminate your choices, and open doors previously invisible. Do not dismiss these synchronicities as mere luck or random chance. They are coded messages, confirmations that your frequency has aligned with the currents of destiny. Listen deeply for the quietest voice in the room, the subtle intuition in your chest, the persistent thought that will not leave you alone. These are often the clearest instructions you will receive. Follow them with courage for in doing. So you demonstrate the readiness and awareness that September demanded and October now celebrates.